of the many exciting things about joining Live was being able to come here and play in front of a Spanish crowd, especially on a level of event and level of competition that I hadn't really yet enjoyed, right? I've been able to play events in Spain.
Here in the beautiful Valderrama, which some say is the European Augusta, it's so special. There's so much history here. There's so much Spanish history here.
Well, it has so much history behind. It's only a 50 years old club, but so much has happened through the years. I mean, we had the Ryder Cup, we had World Gold Championships, and now we have Liv. It's
very exciting, and really, if there was ever a place to get my first win, I feel like this would be the perfect week. I feel like when this wind at this golf course is so difficult that it's equally stressful no matter when or where you're playing it. But it was fun. It's always fun to be back home and be with the home crowd. It's always a joy to have this many people supporting me all day. It's so much fun.
What the heck course were you playing today?
I don't know.
It's brutal out there.
It is brutal. I don't know. I just made everything I looked at, Jerry. You have those days. I suppose this was one of those days for me, so I relished it. I really enjoyed it. Every time I stood over a putt, just felt like I could make it, and you don't get days like that too often, or certainly I don't. So I relished in it, and I managed to hit a lot of good shots as well. So it was a special day.
Let's roll. This is Sports Rage. I am Gabriel Morency, the pitch, the players, the hustlers, the people, the bustler, but everybody else in between. The Twisted Tuesday has begun. The Major League Baseball All-Star Game continues. Shohei Ohtani with a 3-run shot early in the baseball game, which made him the front runner for MVP of the Major League Baseball All-Star Game. But the American League have responded with 5 unanswered runs. And the American League, who have been dominant over the years, and who I normally take in this matchup, but I did not this evening, currently have a 5-3 lead. The game is squeezed over the number as well as was a very trendy pick in this baseball game, and it looked like it was going to be a very low-scoring, kind of boring baseball game. Then Ohtani went deep, and then Logan Webb came into the baseball game and just got lit up as well. Couldn't get anybody out. And the American League have just chipped away. Now they've got a 5-3 lead. Obviously, we'll track this, but I've said it a million times. Only history teachers and hair metal bands are allowed to live in the past. We can't live in the past because we got games coming up right now. Let's start off with the WNBA. The Chicago Sky and the Las Vegas Aces in action. We put together a same-game parlay for this basketball game. We took the Aces to win the game outright, so we're not worried about a 13.5, even though I think they do cover the point spread. But our same-game parlay is the Aces to win the game, over 166.5. That was like as low as it would go, like on the same-game parlay, and Aja Wilson to score over 20 or more points. It's minus 150. So the Aces to win the game, over 166.5, and Aja Wilson over 20 or more points. So over 19.5 points. 20 gets it done for Wilson. Thing is, Wilson's prop is like 27.5. The total is 173.5, and the point spread is 13.5. So you add it all up, and that's why it's minus 150. But I think we can hit this ticket tonight. So over 166.5, Aja Wilson over 20 or more points, and the Las Vegas Aces to win the basketball game. That's our same-game parlay for the WNBA game. We've got NBA Summer League games coming up tonight. We got a 2-pack of action, and may he rest in peace. But we got a couple of games on the card here. We're rolling the dice with the underdogs. Do I love it? No. I've been, I used to bet the summer league more and sort of be more confident and stuff like that. There's so much other stuff going on. And quite frankly, the summer league just kind of sucks like really hard this year as well. So I'm betting it, but it's more just recreational type of stuff. I'm just sort of, buying my time with this, although this isn't going to be a nice loss with this All-Star game tonight. We did hit the New York Liberty early this evening. I'm just sort of buying my time. Tomorrow night, we got a full slate of soccer. MLS soccer is back. MLS has been going on, but a lot of players have been gone. But everybody's back now. So tomorrow night, the MLS sort of resumes once again with full lineups and rosters once again. Although Messi won't be playing anytime soon. Like how Inter Miami rolled out of New Jersey, though. It's like, all right. Like, I bet you there's people that are still waiting for their order of the pink one to show up. Now they got a new color and a new scheme to try to cash in, and they will cash in. Speaking of jerseys, the Major League Baseball All-Star Game jerseys, we'll show you a little bit later on. Obviously, some of you are watching the game, for those of you on the radio, but we showed you when they came out. They're even worse, like in real life, than they actually are. Like, they're so bad, the players don't want to wear them even. Like, even the players are saying, I don't understand why we just don't wear our own uniforms. And look, I'm wearing a Dodger jersey right now. And all you got to do is, look, this is the World Series Dodgers jersey. All you got to do is put an All-Star patch on it. Sports fans are marks. They like patches on stuff. Hell, I was like, oh, look, there's a patch on. I got to get that one. I'll pay the extra $25 for the patch, right? People like the patches. So, you know what I mean? Put like an All-Star patch, whatever, on the front, on the sleeve, whatever, and there you go. Like, that's what they used to do. Like, with the hats and stuff, they used to just put, All-Star, put a little All-Star sort of thing on the side of it, and there was your All-Star hat. The thing is, they go through all this trouble to make these new uniforms every year. Nobody buys them. So it's not like, people say, oh, they do it to make money. People will buy Inter Miami stuff. All right. People will buy Messi stuff. They could make 13 colors in 13 straight days. Sort of like Taylor Swift, right? Taylor Swift, she doesn't put out records. She drops a song every week type of deal. And she does it in, 20 weeks in a row. It's like, oh, she dominated the charts for 20 weeks. Yeah. Because she stretched it out. There's a little bit of tricks to this stuff. So I just, I don't get, you're not selling them. You know what I mean? How many people are buying them? And beauty is the eye of the beholder, right? So there's a couple of people who say, oh, I like the jersey. The National League one is better than the American League one. The National League one is tolerable, even though it sucks. The American League one's just bad. Even a beer league softball team would be like, we're not wearing this. This is just ugly. The colors suck. It doesn't look good. It doesn't make, who would wear this? You know what I mean? It's NCAA uniforms are better. A lot better. So that's my whole point. Nobody buys them. So it's oh, we're going to do these uniforms for marketing. Well, whatever, dude. People don't buy All-Star stuff to begin with for the most part because it's only good that, you know what I mean, that night. It's like buying a championship hat, right? Which I've done. And fortunately, if your team, wins a championship, you know what I mean? You get the hat and stuff, but how long is the hat cool for? You going to walk around for 5 years wearing a championship hat from years ago? I've always said, you buy a championship hat, you've got a couple of months to wear it. You know what I'm saying? If you're really hardcore, you're allowed to wear it for the year that you're the champion until you're not anymore. But even then, it's you're kind of hanging on a little bit. It's time to move on. Should I be walking around with a Michigan championship hat now? It's not really. We won in January. You know what I mean? We got Texas to worry about in a couple of weeks. You know what I mean? I'm not worried about the past championship. Let's win another one. Now, De La Cruz got something going on. He's on first base right now, seventh inning. I got a small piece of De La Cruz to win the MVP. So Shohei Ohtani, it was one of those, oh, God, I can't believe I didn't take Shohei Ohtani to win the MVP type of deals. But he's not the MVP anymore. Even though we hit the 3-run home run, they're losing 5-3. So he's not the MVP anymore. I don't know what the MVP is. Whatever, dude. The Major League Baseball All-Star Game MVP is very random. It could be a star, like Ohtani set the precedent early by hitting the home run, but they needed to win well, right? You know what I mean? And they didn't. Well, they haven't yet. They haven't lost yet. 5-3, top of the seventh inning right now. Nobody out. Jackson Merrill up at the plate right now in a 5-3 baseball game. So if you're just joining us, as we stated, same game parlay in the WNBA game. We'll take the Aces to win the game, over 166.5 at Aja Wilson, over 20.5 points scored. NBA Summer League action. Absolutely no strong insight or any strong reasons besides there's 2 games on and people are here to bet. And I actually do get both these games on TV as well. So we'll check in on these games. But give me the Milwaukee Bucks plus the 6 spot and the San Antonio Spurs plus the 5. The Bucks are playing the Clippers and the Spurs are playing the Pelicans. Speaking of the Milwaukee Bucks, they signed Gary Trent Jr., former Portland Trailblazer, buddies with Dame Lillard, and, of course, former Toronto Raptor as well. That's a good pickup for the Bucks. Gary Trent's the type of dude that's good. He's good to help a team if he doesn't have to be the guy. You know what I'm saying? And not that he was the guy with the Raptors, but you know what I'm saying. With Dame Lillard and Giannis and stuff, Trent will be able to spot some threes. Trent has health issues. Seems like there's always something going on with him. But one thing with Gary Trent Jr., he's a good player. He's a good shooter. And he's younger than people realize as well. He looks like he's older, but he's 23, 24 years old, only Trent. He's not that old, Gary Trent Jr. This is Sports Rage. Bring it.
Anyone that's been to a sporting event, the atmosphere before a game, I think Game Time Decisions has that same exact atmosphere. This is our arena. This is what we do. There is going to be an energy to Game Time Decisions that you will feel night in and night out. The excitement you get when you lock your bets in, when you're figuring out what you want to do, we can zone in on the biggest games each night. I want this to be the place that people come to before the games start so they feel as ready as possible to lock in their cards. We are going to hit every single one of those markets that you need to know about. We're going to go through every single thing, and I've got a great team behind me that's going to help me get the job done. There is not going to be a better place, I promise you, than Game Time Decisions to get that new information, react to it, and be able to then bet accordingly. We will have everything at our disposal, and we will use that to our advantage. I'm Kevin Walsh. Tune into Game Time Decisions from 6 to 8 p.m. Eastern on SportsGrid.
Will they both make it? Yes. But it has more to do with the fact of the 3 teams that are not really good at all in Dallas, Washington, and the Sparks, and an Atlanta Dream Team without Ryan Howard that's spiraling out of control. If they can get those 2 teams, Indiana and Chicago, that's going to be a major boom for ratings.
Betting above the rim, only on SportsGrid.
It is Canada. Canada is one of those teams that's the darling of the tournament right now. They're still 9-1.
To win a tournament, or even to advance far into a tournament like this, you need a bit of good fortune. And it doesn't matter if you're getting the good fortune that Canada has, where they played 2 matches where they were up a man, or you had the good fortune of Argentina, who's one of the best teams in the world, who just got on the good side of the draw.
Newswire, only on SportsGrid.
This is Sports Rage. I am Gabriel Morency, the Pittsburgh players, the hustlers, the people who bust them, and everybody else in between. The SportsGrid Radio and Television Network, Sirius XM Channel 159, now broadcasting like everybody is on X as well. We're on YouTube tonight, but tonight there's no chat on YouTube. So for those of you that like to chat with each other, go to the SportsGrid TV live feed over on X right now. There's a million different platforms, but if you want to chat, the best way to do it now is on X on our live feed, and there is a chat up and running right now. So the Major League Baseball game is up and running right now. The American League up 5-3 right now, middle of the seventh inning. In-game total is 8.5. National League on the money line is plus 700. And I got to tell you, for an all-star game, like, there was a lot of dudes that just came up that, like, I guarantee you, people, like, there are more no-stars than all-stars. It's like McMahon. It's like, people are like, who's this? And the thing is, you don't even know who he plays for because he's not wearing a uniform. So, like, people are watching this. They're like, is this an all-star game? I don't really know who any of these people are. But it is what it is. It's 5-3 right now. We got McKinnis in the house. Cam Stewart. What's up, Cam? How you doing?
How you doing, Gabe? Well, I guess our under's toast. I thought it was going to be under, and when it's 3-0 Ohtani, I was thinking, wow, Morency probably took this guy maybe MVP because he's a Dodger fan, and leave it up to Logan Webb, Gabe. His brother destroys us on the blackjack table. He comes in and gives it right back. But I didn't see this many runs in this game right now, already at 8. But, yeah, so my 7.5 is toast.
The problem with the unders in the All-Star game is, and I never like doing it, although they seemingly hit a lot, is, yeah, you have, like, people say, well, you know what, you have fresh pitchers coming in all the time. You're also using, like, 7 or 8 pitchers. And you add that up, bro, between 12, 14 pitchers, not everybody's going to be on their game. Somebody's going to be off. It's like playing blackjack. Like, yeah, you're playing 14 hands. Like, something bad's going to happen. It's sort of like the bullpen management stuff, right? When you start the bullpen, it's like, yeah, okay, but man, we're going through like 5 or 6 guys, and like, is one of them going to be off? And in the All-Star game, there's normally always one poor bastard that gets lit up. Like,
true.
I remember Roger Clemens once got murdered in like the first inning of an All-Star game, and like, he was mad about it. Like, he gave up like 4 or 5 runs. You could see Logan Webb was like embarrassed. Like, that wasn't like, oh, this is an exhibition game, don't worry about it. Like, you could see him swearing under his breath after every pitch, Cam. Like, he was like,
it's true.
Like, he was like,
he's a competitor.
He couldn't get the ball up. The ball kept going down on him, and he was worried. He was like, if I pitch it up, they're going to smoke it. So I got to keep it down. Like, he didn't have his confidence. You could see it, but he was rattled. Tanner Hawk got lit up as well. So basically, Cam, the two of them, those guys gave up 6 runs, the two of them. Everyone else been fine. Those 2 guys gave up their 6 runs. 3 innings, 3 and 3 in the innings, bro. That's what it, boom. This game was sailing under. Even after it's 3-0 with Ohtani, it was only 7.5, 8.5. They didn't really move it all that much. And then, you know what? Logan Webb just gave it right back right away. And also, Marte was a little slow. I got to be honest. The National League was a little lazy. Like, they let Soto just round the bases, like the ball in center field, like everything was just sort of like, hey, guys, like, they're running around the bag right now. You guys are just sort of casually picking the baseball up. But we see that in the regular season games as well, where outfielders will just sort of get careless. It's the modern baseball, Cam. Everybody's just hitting home runs. It's all they care about. So nobody can run bases. Nobody really, like, does the right thing anymore. Sort of like, well, whatever, dude. What do you want me to do? I'm throwing it back in. Shut up. Like, they get mad if you get mad at them about it.
Exactly. And you brought up a really good point about the pitchers. Also, Logan Webb is a starter. A lot of these guys are creatures of habit. They're not used to
That's a great point as well. You're throwing a guy in the 3rd and 4th inning.
Yeah, it's like, he's like, what? I'm a starting pitcher. I'm not a 3rd inning guy. And the thing is, these guys are really, they've been doing it their whole lives. Morency, perfect example to what you're saying the last inning. The National League has 1st and 2nd. No, you can't strike out in that situation. That's when you got to get the runners over. At least get a sac fly. Make it 5-4. Get back in the game. The worst case scenario is a strikeout, and that's what happened. They haven't been very opportunistic when they got the first couple guys on. So we'll see. A lot of baseball left, though.
Not that much, Cam.
I'm trying to stay positive.
But for the National League, we're running out of racetrack, bro. Like, they got 6 more outs. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That last inning, man, they had runners on 1st and 2nd, nobody out. You got De La Cruz on. You got the fastest guy in baseball on 2nd. Figure it out. Like, get him home. Another thing is, too, it's an all-star game. Why didn't you just have him steal the bag? Like, have fun. Let's just say, dude, I didn't even have him steal home, Cam. I'd tell him steal 3rd, and then, I'm dead serious. I'll tell him, you know what? If you get caught stealing home, you get caught. Let's just try it. See what happens. He's so fast. It would freak them out, actually. They'd be like, oh, my God, and they'd throw it. Like, it would be, they wouldn't have, like, no one thought of it. I'm like, dude, you got De La Cruz, an all-star game. Let him run. right? Let them run a little bit, but it's one of these deals where it's like the Kentucky Derby, except worse. I got a little carried away with this game. I've been doing so well before. So, like, the units, I was like, wow, I'll just go this and that. I'm like, oh, this, I'll bet this. Next thing I know, I'm like, man, I got a lot of money on this game. And then it was 3-0 National League, and I'm on the National League. I always take the American League. I'm on the National League. I'm like, good, all right, Ohtani. And then the worst case scenario, it's gone over and the American League is winning. It's like the worst case scenario.
Yeah, I know, Morency. Hey, I can't blame you, though. When you're on a heater and you hit Hernandez in Spain or whatever, you start to think, like,
I did hit that last night. I did hit the home run derby.
See, that's the thing. You're giving it back, but you always get, hey, long time. Gambling's a long game. More games coming up. No worries. We got a lot of things happening here.
No.
No, I did the same thing.
To be honest,
I did too much clicking on this game as well. I didn't need to do this.
To be honest, you know my style too. That 7.5 kind of freaked me out a little bit. I got a nice even under 8 here at -160 that I would really appreciate just getting a push on even.
Yeah, people are saying,
I'll be like, all right, give me the pushback on that.
That's the thing, man. Those alternative things that you do, people are always like, oh, plus money. I can tell you, doing the show with you a lot of the time, it saves your bun. So that's the thing. Do whatever's working for you. That's what we tell people. If that's your game and it works, don't listen.
Either end at 8.
Yeah, I'd rather have it.
Either end at 8 or come back and win 6-5, which I'm not really sure is going to happen. But let's see what happens here. We got Summer League and WNBA coming up and rolling.
Anyone that's been to a sporting event, the atmosphere before a game, I think Game Time Decisions has that same exact atmosphere. This is our arena. This is what we do. There is going to be an energy to Game Time Decisions that you will feel night in and night out. The excitement you get when you lock your bets in, when you're figuring out what you want to do, we can zone in on the biggest games each night. I want this to be the place that people come to before the games start so they feel as ready as possible to lock in their cards. We are going to hit every single one of those markets that you need to know about. We're going to go through every single thing, and I've got a great team behind me that's going to help me get the job done. There is not going to be a better place, I promise you, than Game Time Decisions to get that new information, react to it, and be able to then bet accordingly. We will have everything at our disposal, and we will use that to our advantage. I'm Kevin Walsh. Tune into Game Time Decisions from 6 to 8 p.m. Eastern on SportsGrid.
Will they both make it? Yes. But it has more to do with the fact of the 3 teams that are not really good at all in Dallas, Washington, and the Sparks, and an Atlanta Dream Team without Ryan Howard that's spiraling out of control. If they can get those 2 teams, Indiana and Chicago, that's going to be a major boom for ratings.
Betting above the rim, only on SportsGrid.
It is Canada. You know, Canada is one of those teams that's the darling of the tournament right now. They're still 9-1.
To win a tournament, or even to advance far into a tournament like this, you need a bit of good fortune. And it doesn't matter if you're getting the good fortune that Canada has, where they played 2 matches where they were up a man, or you had the good fortune of Argentina, who's one of the best teams in the world, who just got on the good side of the draw.
Newswire, only on SportsGrid.
This is SportsRage. I'm Morency, the pits, the players, the hustlers, the people who bust them, and everybody else in between. We'll get back to the Major League Baseball All-Star Game. 5-3 right now. We're in between innings going into the top of the 8th inning. 5-3 for the American League. 14-1 on the money line, plus 650 in-game. Remains 8.5. But we have an interesting early development right now in Las Vegas, Nevada, where the Chicago Sky are leading the Las Vegas Aces 25-11.
Hey.
Like, wow. Like,
That's
not
good.
just like a little bit, like 25-11. Yet I find it interesting. The Aces are -170 on the money line. right now. Down 14, 3.5. They're still 3.5-point favorites. The total is 171.5 right now. That's what it was earlier in the day. It closed at 173.5 this game. It was 171 or so, 171.5, 13.5, 3.5 right now. Down 14. I believe that the Las Vegas Aces will come back and still win this basketball game. Let's bring in Andrew McKinnis right now. McKinnis, good to see you. How you doing tonight?
Guys, never a dull moment. Technology has not been my friend today by any means, but I'll tell you what, we catch the Nerfy no-run first inning in the All-Star game. I turn the game off, and I start getting texts about all these runs coming in. So no better feeling than catching the no-run first inning and then seeing those runs pile in. So doing all right.
Yeah, just call it no run in the first inning. Like this Nerfy thing
I'm
and
with you,
Yerfy thing.
Enough.
Hey,
like that never existed before. Hold on. Like we've been betting this bet. I mean, I was like the first one to start betting this like 20 years ago, and people were, it's like crack cocaine betting. Hey, Morency, no run in the first. But Nerfy, Yerfy, and stuff, no one ever did this. No one ever called it this before until like last year or something. Like basically a bunch of millennials came up with this. I'm on the Yerfy and the Nerfy thing. Shut up. It's not. It's no run in the first. We love you, McKinnis, but God, I hate that term with a passion. I'm just telling you.
Just say
I'm
no
the last
run or
guy.
score.
I'm the last guy to come out with that rant, though, because like I might have bet that this might have been my third time all year betting that. So that there's probably a lot more people that are suitable that need to hear that message than me.
No, but you just used it though, so no, it was very suitable for you.
But
it was very suitable.
If it's possible to pull up, I want to see Grandpa Simpson yelling at the cloud pulled up on this screen right now, because that's how I feel. I mean, hey, come on now. It's just a nickname.
No.
I'm with Morency on this one. It just sounds
Nerfy. It's not a Nerf.
Nerfy, like, no, I don't want to think about it. No run or run. No Nerfy, no whatever. Like, no. It doesn't even, the abbreviations don't even come out smooth. No, I'm with Gabe. No, I don't care if you're old.
I don't like the term. I don't like the term walk-off either in baseball, unless it was a home run. It's supposed to be a home run.
Yeah.
It started with, and they win with a walk-off. A walk-off what? A walk-off walk. Anytime anyone like wins in the bottom of an inning, they walked it off. So no. Walking it off means you smoke it over the wall and you walk, you know what I mean? You go around the base and the pitcher walk off. Dennis Eckersley was the one that created the walk-off. Same thing. Like everything started somewhere, and it was after the Kirk Gibson home run. And he got mad in the World Series. They asked him, what happened with the pitch? He goes, I threw it, he hit it over the wall, and I walked off the field after. That's what he said. And there it was, the walk-off. And it was Eckersley that came up with it, and it kind of stuck after. Like, put it this way, like, it's if you get a double, if you get a game-winning sacrifice, you get you bat someone in on a sacrifice fly, or let's say there's a runner on second base, ninth inning, you come up, boom, you get a single, you get a hit, you drive the run in. It's not a walk-off. It's a game-winning hit, right? That's what it's a game-winning hit. Like Thick McKinnis, they don't call it a skate-off goal in hockey.
Hey, interesting.
Oh, like it's a game-winning goal. Like, you know what I mean? Oh, well, it's a skate-off goal. No, it doesn't make sense. It's not a skate-off goal. It's a game-winning goal.
If they start using skate-off goal, we got to just say
walk-off.
I played in a softball league. I played in a softball league that they banned running the bases on home runs. It was a softball league I played, and it's just like you said, Gabe, I love hearing that.
Bunch of fat guys. You guys didn't want to run the bases.
It's out of class. It's a class thing. So you walk off, right? You're walking off the plate because there's no need for a bunch of grown people to watch someone
so you hit the home run.
You just go back and high five your teammates. You're walking off the plate, right?
It would be a funner league because someone would get mad. People would showboat and stuff while they went around the bases. It'd be funner that way. Like, like, that's why people. It does limit. It limits sort of bat flips and. Some of these beer softball leagues, bro, these guys are nuts. Like, they're killing. They're running each other over. They're like, it's like big league ball. They get mad if it's a code.
Anyone that's been to a sporting event, the atmosphere before a game, I think Game Time Decisions has that same exact atmosphere. This is our arena. This is what we do. There is going to be an energy to Game Time Decisions that you will feel night in and night out. The excitement you get when you lock your bets in, when you're figuring out what you want to do, we can zone in on the biggest games each night. I want this to be the place that people come to before the games start so they feel as ready as possible to lock in their cards. We are going to hit every single one of those markets that you need to know about. We're going to go through every single thing, and I've got a great team behind me that's going to help me get the job done. There is not going to be a better place, I promise you, than Game Time Decisions to get that new information, react to it, and be able to then bet accordingly. We will have everything at our disposal, and we will use that to our advantage. I'm Kevin Walsh. Tune into Game Time Decisions from 6 to 8 p.m. Eastern on SportsGrid.
Will they both make it? Yes. But it has more to do with the fact of the three teams that are not really good at all in Dallas, Washington, and the Sparks, and an Atlanta Dream team without Ryan Howard that's spiraling out of control. If they can get those two teams, Indiana and Chicago, that's going to be a major boom for ratings.
Betting above the rim, only on SportsGrid.
It is Canada. You know, Canada is one of those teams that's the darling of the tournament right now. They're still 9-1.
To win a tournament, or even to advance far into a tournament like this, you need a bit of good fortune. And it doesn't matter if you're getting the good fortune that Canada has, where they played 2 matches where they were up a man, or you had the good fortune of Argentina, who's one of the best teams in the world, who just got on the good side of the draw.
Newswire, only on SportsGrid.
Yeah, we're an active show so far tonight. McInnes didn't like me coming at him with the Nerfy, so he called me Abe Simpson, which is fair enough. Abe Simpson's best complaint ever is when he's typing off a letter. How come all I see is young people on the cover of your magazine? At the end, he's like, Dear Modern Bride Magazine. he's like, your magazine sickens me. All you do is have young people on the cover. Dear Modern Bride Magazine.
Those are great jokes.
That's when you're an angry old man. Like,
yeah, that's true.
I don't think I'm angry with the Nerfy. Cam agrees. The Nerfy sucks. Like,
It's just one of those things that they try to make it cool, and it actually sounds so stupid it's ridiculous. Just called.
I've never heard anybody over 30 use this term.
Yeah.
I'll put it that way.
Well, you know,
it's
what
like
I
a
think
modern, it's like a
true.
modern person that does baseball, like their little videos, and I'm on a Nerfy today. Good for you. God, I hate that stuff.
I will agree with one thing you said, Gabe, about the fact that
Andy Rooney today. You ever notice? You ever notice?
Yeah. You ever notice that people under 30 don't call a no run in the first inning? Why? I've been watching baseball for 50 years.
Love that guy. Amazing. Oh, it's so good.
5-3 in the baseball game still. 5-3 in the game. Yeah, we got a lot of things that grind our gears. But a lot of stuff to get to here. So, as I stated about this WNBA game, 25-14 right now. 6 minutes left. I got to tell you what, very surprising, guys. And I don't know, McInnes, any action? Normally you do have action on the WNBA on these late night Tuesday night games. I cannot believe that the Aces have been held to 14 points in the first half so far with 6 minutes left. They got 14 points only. That's unbelievable.
I mean, I think that you talked about jumping in on the Aces, Gabe. What's the number you see right now on the total for the over? Because that's what I'm interested in.
167.5.
I don't know if I want to jump in on them to win the game, but I think that, a lot of times when you bet an over, you're kind of like, which team you're going to get points from, but you're worried about the other team. Well, now that other team is winning the game. So we know there's going to be pace.
The Aces are going to score. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I'd look towards the over here. I think win or lose, we're going to see points here till the end.
I'll tell you what, it's crazy. It's 33-19 right now. and the Aces just moved to minus 200 on the money line.
What's going on?
They're down by 14, and they're minus 200 on the money line.
I'll just take my
The computer can't believe the Aces are coming back here.
They probably will. Yeah, but I'm not going to get greedy with it. I'm just going to take my points, and if I get, maybe I can get in there. But I just want them not to lose by 13. That's all I care about. You guys can take the
Good
over.
news. In the NBA Summer League, I'm not down by 20 yet in these games because they haven't started yet. They're still scoreless. It's like, I guess it's not bad. It's like 0-0. I'll take it. I'll take it for now. All right, so McInnes is Mr. Volleyball. And Olympics are around the corner. Olympics start. It's like not just around the corner. The Olympics start next week. And in fact, so like the opening ceremony is what, Friday? But there's games that start on like Wednesday and stuff. There's, you know what I'm saying? There's women's soccer, men's. There's some events that start even before the opening ceremony. So it's not crazy, guys. Like the Olympics are here right now, and McInnes is Mr. Volleyball. Let's start off with some men's volleyball. Some men's volleyball futures. Let me get my numbers up here, although I do know who the favorites are, including Poland and Italy. And how about this, guys? Poland have not won a volleyball medal in 48 years. All right? And I don't pretend to be a volleyball expert, but I am aware of this. They haven't won a medal in 48 years at the Olympics in volleyball. And I don't know if the coach is Serbian or who he is. They got some stud coach right now. And Poland are like the best team in the world. You know, they're coming off, McInnes, they're coming off the big win against Italy in the European Championships. They beat them 3-1. It's been a couple of years now that Poland is right there. I'm not buying into France. I think it is a two-team sort of battle here, McInnes. Would you agree? Between Poland and Italy to win men's gold medal.
I completely agree with you. Look, I would love to be able to come on here and pick the home team to be able to contend, to be able to get the job done, to be able to reach that final. I think we see a rematch of what we saw there in the European bracket, and I think that we do see Italy compete enough for it to be worth the future bet at 6-1 right now. One thing I like about this Italian team, as I do a lot of times with all sports, their experience. They've got a lot of carryover from years past. Their setter, more importantly than all positions, is one of their more experienced players. That means he has chemistry. He knows what the coaching staff wants to run. And I think the difference between the Italian team and the Polish team is that Italy almost flourishes with the longer rallies. Poland has the power, Gabe and Cam, but I think in the longer rallies, that's where Italy can really shine. And I think the defense is good for them. Their libero is very strong, but the blocking and the power from the outside hitters with Poland is unbelievable. Like,
they're like power smash, power spikes. These guys like boom, boom.
A lot of people say that women's volleyball is more fun to watch. And it's maybe for different reasons than I'm about to say, but I think a lot of it is because the rallies are much longer. And you look
at like tennis, you would say. A comparison to tennis. Men's tennis, they blast the serve, and it's like, you can't return that. What are you going to do?
Yeah, of course.
You know what I mean? Woman, but the same thing in volleyball, right? Some of the men, these teams, it's quick because you can't.
It's true.
And guys, Japan is.
Japan, yes.
What about Japan?
They're 10-1 odds, but they are ranked number 2 in the entire world, Cam. They're coming off a really good performance at the VNL, and I am completely shocked by this number. I mean, the performance they had at the last Nations League tournament, and for me, again, talking about being able to extend rallies, this is a team that is very scrappy, that has a lot of great defense. They can turn defense into offense. They're going to be a team that we're going to be able to look towards, plus the spread, plus the points. And you know, it might sound like a funny comparison because you guys did just bring up tennis. And I was going to tell the audience, for people that are not familiar with how you bet on volleyball, it's actually very similar to tennis betting. You bet on games for the entire match, plus or minus. So it would be the score combined for the entire game, or it would be the sets. So plus 2.5.
Yeah, set betting, totals. It is. It's all. People know. We know the rules of volleyball. People understand.
I hope so.
I hope so. But so you got the two favorites. looking at it, you say you're leaning with Italy between the two favorites. You talked about Japan as a potential dark horse. Like I said, there's going to be, you know what I mean? There's going to be bets for podium and top this and that, and also betting in game. What about Serbia? Serbia is also very good at volleyball, both men's and women's. They're into volleyball.
Yeah, again, Serbia kind of reminds me of Poland. Like they just have the size, they have the power. Their blocking, I think, is one of the top in the world. So they're going to be a team that's going to need to be up there in blocks. They don't seem to have that defense. Their libero, again, isn't nearly as strong as the Italians or Team Poland. So when I look at this team, the thing is with them, Gabe, is that I don't think they're going to be able to come back in games as much. Like if you see them down in a set, they're not going to be able to survive. Their passing isn't really as strong. They pretty much shine with just their power. So I would look towards them mostly on the women's side. But I'm not going to lie. I'm looking at the Americans over there. I think the Americans in the female side is going to do very, very well.
We'll get to the female, the woman's on the other side. The woman seems to be a little bit more wide open. But honestly, guys, and Mackenzie, you just said it, France are good, but they're not as good as Italy and Poland are. USA aren't either. Brazil are inconsistent. They're not. This isn't Brazil's best team. It seems to me, and from everything that I've researched about this, everybody's either picking Poland. And I'm on all kinds of stuff. Here's volleyballmag.com, and I'm on this and that. I'm on a million different sites. Everybody, McKenna, seems to be Poland and or Italy. Getting Poland at plus 400, Italy at plus 500. You take them both. You go into the final, you're laughing. Then we can just bet on the gold medal game after.
Anyone that's been to a sporting event, the atmosphere before a game, I think Game Time Decisions has that same exact atmosphere. This is our arena. This is what we do. There is going to be an energy to Game Time Decisions that you will feel night in and night out. The excitement you get when you lock your bets in, when you're figuring out what you want to do, we can zone in on the biggest games each night. I want this to be the place that people come to before the game starts so they feel as ready as possible to lock in their cards. We are going to hit every single one of those markets that you need to know about. We're going to go through every single thing, and I've got a great team behind me that's going to help me get the job done. There is not going to be a better place, I promise you, than Game Time Decisions to get that new information, react to it, and be able to then bet accordingly. We will have everything at our disposal, and we will use that to our advantage. I'm Kevin Walsh. Tune into Game Time Decisions from 6 to 8 p.m. Eastern on SportsGrid.
Will they both make it? Yes. But it has more to do with the fact of the three teams that are not really good at all in Dallas, Washington, and the Sparks, and an Atlanta Dream team without Ryan Howard that's spiraling out of control. If they can get those two teams, Indiana and Chicago, that's going to be a major boom for ratings.
Betting above the rim, only on SportsGrid.
It is Canada. You know, Canada is one of those teams that's the darling of the tournament right now. They're still 9-1.
To win a tournament, or even to advance far into a tournament like this, you need a bit of good fortune. And it doesn't matter if you're getting the good fortune that Canada has, where they played two matches where they were up a man, or you had the good fortune of Argentina, who's one of the best teams in the world, who just got on the good side of the draw.
Newswire, only on SportsGrid.
All right, so it's 5-3 right now. We're in the top of the ninth inning. It's a 5-3 game. There's now one out, so there's two outs remaining to give here. It's gone over by half a run. I did buy on one play. I can't lie, though. I also did play an in-game 6.5 when it was like lower before, right before Ohtani hit the home run. So it's not all good here, but if I can get the pushback, I'll take it. Like, it's better than nothing. McKinnis, what is Cam Stewart in the house? So, all right, let's pick up the pace. We're just talking men's volleyball. Italy or Poland on a collision course. McInnes thinks the Japanese are the most legitimate sort of spoilers and dark horse to keep your eye on. Looking at the women's futures, a little bit more wide open. Like we said, like if you look at the odds, guys, of the men's, it's predicated like Poland, Italy, and then France there, and then sort of it's a big drop. There's drop-offs in odds here. Women, everybody's kind of bottled up. Italy is plus 300. Turkey is plus 400. Brazil is plus 500. USA women are plus 600. Serbia are 7-1. China are 8-1. Poland are 9-1. Japan are 10-1. And then there's a big drop-off. Netherlands 50, Dominican 66, France 400, Kenya 70, 700-1. What do you think about the women's draw here, McInnes? Who do you like to win the women's gold medal?
Again, back-to-back times, I'm going to go with the second favorite. So I'm happy you're not going to come after me, Gabe, for not choosing some huge dark horse. But the odds makers know what they're doing, and I really do like this Turkey team. From everything I've looked at, it seems like they're very organized technically. They play with a lot of tempo, a lot of speed. And one thing I've noticed, I read the most about the USA team, okay? But when I looked at some of these teams like Turkey, like Serbia, and I looked at some of the videos online, one thing I noticed the most is that Turkey, compared to Team USA, they turn defense into offense a lot more. They don't give out any free balls. They don't toss any easy balls over. Some teams are really effective and they can get their offense going when there's good passing, but if not, they can't produce anything. This Turkey team, no matter if it's a heavy hit, no matter if it's a good serve, no matter if it's a broken play, they're able to make something happen out of it. Some of the other teams down the list, Brazil, I think, is a little bit inconsistent. Their serve-receive isn't the best, so they might have the power, but technically they're not there. And I think in the women's game, your serve-receive has to be the best because, again, the power's not there, but the serves are really tough. I would say if I were to throw out a kind of a longer shot, I'd say China, 9-1, just because these players are very familiar with each other. It's been the same team for many years right now. And, again, as I mentioned with Japan in the men's section, their blocking is unbelievable. They're very organized and they're very scrappy. But Turkey, to me, seems to be the best bet of the women's side.
All right, Andrew McInnes throwing it down with us. Can't wait to see the volleyball. Now let's get into the beach volleyball, which is always it's become one of the more trendy and more popular events, especially live at the Olympics. One of the hottest tickets, especially the women's one. It's a big party. And they set it up. It's right under the Eiffel Tower, actually, the beach volleyball venue. So it's spectacular. Like it got like the prime real estate. They put the beach volleyball in. Fascinating to me, guys. Sort of like I'm always baffled as to 5-3 final score. American League wins. I'm always baffled as to how Canada's not good at field hockey, but I find this fascinating as well. The favorite to win men's beach volleyball are two Swedish dudes. And it seems like they're kind of, now I'm going to say they're unbeatable, but I'm kind of kicking myself. I saw them at plus 150 2 days ago, McInnes. I've been looking at everything. I saw them at plus 150. They're plus 110 right now. The closest second guys are plus 500 after them. They've been dominant. They're two Swedish guys. They're like 6'7". Like they're two big dudes.
Monsters.
And I don't know, Cam. Like like I said, here they are. Like they're ranked number 1 in the world. Here it is. David Amen and Jonathan Helvig. And they're substantial. I'm looking at the world rankings here, and I don't even fully understand the points, but 11,220 points. The closest team are the Norwegians, who actually are the defending champions, believe it or not. Norway won the last men's beach volleyball. Yeah, Cam. You would figure Brazil, USA, Spain.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? But no.
Yeah,
Sweden and Norway are kingpins in men's beach volleyball. What the hell, McInnes?
Amazing. That's crazy. And Poland are like volleyball kingpins now. I didn't even know Poland. What's going on?
I don't think they have beaches. They have sand there?
they got a lot of winter. They got permafrost.
They practice in the snow. That's what makes them good. We're used to it. We play in the snow. I don't know, but I'm betting on the Swedes. I mean, let's keep it as simple. Those guys are going to win. I've been reading about these guys. Every volleyball website out there, McKenna, says these Swedish guys are unbeatable, essentially.
There's an international beach volleyball competition that comes to Halifax every year. And the big thing with the Swedes is that they have both players that can block. Both players are absolute monsters. And the thing is, guys, if you're going back to serve, right, it's a huge advantage for you to be able to stay in the backcourt and have your guy in front of you stay as the blocker. Whereas some teams that have a designated blocker, if you're back there serving, you have to rush to the net and become the blocker, and your front player slides back. The Swedes, whether it's male or female, they have the size and quickness enough that they can both play each position, which I'm not saying that everybody can't do that, but they don't really have a designated net guy or a designated defensive back guy. They're able to play both positions equally, and that's a huge difference maker at that level.
And Andrew McKinnis with us. All right, so we're speaking about volleyball, specifically beach volleyball. Got to bet on somebody from Brazil. And if you look at the women's side, also the number one ranked side in the world, this is a little bit, there's a few others, but it seems like the American girls, competitive, but not quite on the level of the Brazilians if you look at the past track record. And you know what, McKinnis, I don't know if you know much about Paredes and Brandy Wilkerson, but they've had some pretty good success. Like everything that I'm reading, I'm seeing that people think they're in the mix for a medal. Like they can compete with these teams. They got to punch their shot. They're 10-1, but the favorites are the Brazilians, Ana Silva Ramos and Eduardo Santos Lisboa Duda.
Nice.
That's a lot of names. Sounds like it's like six players, but it's actually two.
Exactly.
Eduardo Santos Lisboa Duda.
Yeah.
Plus 150.
Bases covered.
Anyone that's been to a sporting event, the atmosphere before a game, I think Game Time Decisions has that same exact atmosphere. This is our arena. This is what we do. There is going to be an energy to Game Time Decisions that you will feel night in and night out. The excitement you get when you lock your bets in, when you're figuring out what you want to do, we can zone in on the biggest games each night. I want this to be the place that people come to before the games start so they feel as ready as possible to lock in their cards. We are going to hit every single one of those markets that you need to know about. We're going to go through every single thing, and I've got a great team behind me that's going to help me get the job done. There is not going to be a better place, I promise you, than Game Time Decisions to get that new information, react to it, and be able to then bet accordingly. We will have everything at our disposal, and we will use that to our advantage. I'm Kevin Walsh. Tune into Game Time Decisions from 6 to 8 p.m. Eastern on SportsGrid.
Will they both make it? Yes. But it has more to do with the fact of the three teams that are not really good at all in Dallas, Washington, and the Sparks, and an Atlanta Dream Team without Ryan Howard that's spiraling out of control. If they can get those two teams, Indiana and Chicago, that's going to be a major boom for ratings.
Betting above the rim, only on SportsGrid.
It is Canada. You know, Canada is one of those teams that's the darling of the tournament right now. They're still 9-1.
To win a tournament, or even to advance far into a tournament like this, you need a bit of good fortune. And it doesn't matter if you're getting the good fortune that Canada has, where they played two matches where they were up a man, or you had the good fortune of Argentina, who's one of the best teams in the world, who just got on the good side of the draw.
Newswire, only on SportsGrid.
A lot of basketball players. We were talking Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan was a very good volleyball player as a teenager. He enjoyed volleyball a lot, too. He was into it. Like, he likes it. Obviously, there's no money and not as much money, especially at that time. I know in the European stuff there is. But a lot of guys, and in fact, Chase Budinger, remember, former Arizona Wildcat basketball player, NBA vet, he's in the men's beach volleyball. He's like 60-1 for the record to win the gold medal. So, McKinnis, do you agree as far as the beach is concerned? We can parlay them, too. So I'm thinking about just parlaying the chalk. I'll go plus 150 with the Brazilian women in the beach, and I'll parlay it with the men. I'll put it together right now. It'll be like plus 250, plus 270 or something. We'll see what it is here. It'll pay okay.
The Americans might be worth a sprinkle, but like you said, I mean, they're the top dogs for a reason. And you know, if there's ever a time to do parlays, guys, with futures, is the Olympics not the perfect time for it? Because you're not betting. And like you said, Gabe, with the men's indoor, if you think Italy and Poland meet in the finals, I mean, you set yourself up for an opportunity to just pick who you want to pick in the finals. Bet both those teams, and it's not like it's like plus 150, plus 175. You're getting two good prices. I'm with you.
Don't have to wait all year too, McInnes. Nice quick returns,
yes,
right?
Exactly.
How about this? Even pays more than I thought. So the Swedish pair to win men's beach volleyball and the Brazilian women to win women's beach volleyball parlay together at plus 425. I'm putting that in, baby. I already played a tennis one, and like you said, McKess, listen, Swiatek is going to win the gold medal for the women in this Olympics. It's at Roland Garros. She's won 3 of the last 4. She's won 3 straight French Opens, and she's won 4 of the last 5 French Opens, okay? She is by far the best clay court player when it comes to women, and it's reflective in the odds. She's like a minus 188 favorite to win gold medal. Coco Gauff is the second choice, like plus 500, plus 600. Nobody, I don't think anyone's going to beat Swiatek in France. This is her domain. The men is a little bit different, a little bit more wide open, but I think Alcaraz is going to pull it off. Alcaraz just won the French Open. He likes the surface. There's no Djokovic is old. He's falling apart a bit. Ruud is a good clay court player. Mm-hmm. So there's a few dudes that are in the mix, but long story short, I got Alcaraz and Swiatek parlay together as well. And I figured, you know what? That's just sort of pair up the two tennis. I don't want to lay the juice. So I'm going to play this one. For those of you that want to tail it, men's beach volleyball, David Amen and Jonathan Helvig to win gold, and Ana Silva Ramos and Eduarda Santos Lisboa Duda to win gold. A Brazilian team, plus 425. So, McKay, we only got about 2 minutes here before we get you out of here. Week 7 CFL, what do you like this week?
I was about to ask you, Gabe, what does that parlay pay that you just created if we throw on the Winnipeg Blue Bombers minus the 150? Because teams that can lose a few games in a row, guys, can certainly win a few games in a row just as easily. And this Winnipeg Blue Bombers team, the line that they're getting right now, it's very confusing because I don't know if the odds makers are just not sure if Shea Patterson is the quarterback again this week, but he is. Trevor Harris is still out. Patterson got lucky that Cameron Dukes threw 5 balls off helmets and got a bunch of interceptions. That's the only reason why the Riders beat the Argos. I think, to me, this is a whole different Riders team without Trevor Harris. I think the Bombers get the job done. I think this line is very cheap. Winnipeg's offense is back, put up a ton of points last week. I do like them. Guys, they burnt me last week. I was going to have back-to-back sweeps the past 2 weeks. The Elks, but they fire the coach. They're putting up points. If they limit some mistakes, if I can get +3, I'm in with the Elks this week. I do like them. And I'll tell you what, the Calgary Stampeders are going to be the team that I don't want to ever bet as favorites. But if I can keep getting them at plus prices, I will continue to do so. We saw what happened last week, guys. That number started at -2.5 for the Bombers, went all the way up to 7. I mean, you could have had the best middle in the world. It landed on 5, I believe. I think after making some money on BC last week, I'm going to go on Calgary to watch them cover the point spread this week.
Nobody can say that McInnes' CFL picks are square. Thinking outside the box, some bold picks. One thing I'll say about Edmonton will play good football. They just find ways to lose. I don't like their play calling, and I think it's going to make a big difference with Jarius Jackson in charge as far as Jones. Like, basically, the Edmonton Elks play calling is let's run the ball for a 1-yard loss on first down and throw a bomb on second down.
Second 11
and rinse and repeat. And then you go 2 and out within 2 seconds. It's like, guys, what are we doing here? Like,